everybody, welcome back. Today I am going to talk about blood clots. I've had quite a few messages and comments asking me how my leg has been doing, and the last couple of days have been bad. But I had like 2 weeks that were really good, and see, that's how post-thrombotic syndrome works. So in the description I will post the 3-part series of my story, but I ended that story with just talking about May-Thurner syndrome, which is what I was diagnosed with in March of 2022. So just quickly, August 23rd of 2021, I fell and I broke my arm and my leg. And it has been the worst 2 years of my entire life. So in 6 weeks, it's going to be 2 years that I almost died. I mean, sorry YouTube if that is not friendly, but plain and simple, I should have died and I didn't, and I should have lost my leg and I didn't. I still have it, and I have gone through a lot to keep it. I have coffee. I am sitting on my bike. I am really trying to do it. It hurts. This is me pushing through the pain. I figured talking to you, just making these videos, I guess even if nobody watches them, is really therapeutic for me. It just kind of clears my head of everything that's in my head while I'm just sitting on my bed immobile. However, the last month I have been pretty mobile, really mobile the last 2 weeks. And I literally said to my mom, I'm just waiting for my downtime, because that's how it works. I have a few good days, and then I have a lot of bad days. That's how it's been. I know I need to push through the pain. It's really hard. It hurts really bad. So to the people that have really sent me some really nice and encouraging videos or emails, I really appreciate it. I thank you so much. I dealt with a lot of this the last 2 years by myself. I haven't had too much help. I really haven't talked to anybody about what I've gone through. Just you guys and my doctor really know exactly how I feel, how I've been, how I have been managing. It's been hard. It's been really hard. However, I feel like I'm on a path to recovery that I am not going to look backwards too much. I think the #1 symptom of the last 2 years that I have dealt with is depression. Have you ever broke your arm and your leg at the same time? And the same one. My left leg and my left arm. I fell. I just turned 49 years old. I'm 51 now. You can't take an injury like that and just heal. I used to heal very good. Not so much anymore. However, I'm not doing physical therapy. I am trying to get back on my feet myself. I did the physical therapy route. It was horrible. It was awful. You know, they push and push and push you, and you know, you really don't get to say no. I can't hold that anymore. And I figured once I get up back on my feet and get a little bit of strength into my leg, I will then consider physical therapy. But until then, I'm going to do it myself. And I know my limits. And see, to the women out there that have had babies, you know, you have a baby and then you bleed for, you know, 6 weeks. And you know what I'm talking about if you've had a baby. So you rest and rest and rest and rest the day before. So then the next day you don't so much. But if the day before you're running around and you're walking and you're cleaning up, and if you have older kids that you're running after your older kids and you do too much, the next day you are a faucet. So that's kind of how, that's the only way that I can explain this with my leg. If I rest my leg and have it elevated, you know, most of the day, the next day I'm probably gonna have a really good day. But I believe it was Monday, I did my bike morning, afternoon, night. I've been trying to do it more in a day. I thought for some reason that if I did that it would kind of speed up my therapy, and I've been told no, that is not how that works. I was told to do it 1 or 2 times a day, ride my bike continuously for 15 minutes. That is what I was told I should be doing. And I was taking it to 25 minutes, I was taking it to 30 minutes, and I was doing it 3-4 times a day, thinking that, and yeah, for the last 2 days I've pretty much paid that price. So I know that is a limit that I took way too far. Can't do that. When I was telling my story before, I stopped at post-thrombotic syndrome. I never explained that really, and I think that is most of my problem, and it's something that I will deal with the rest of my life. Post-thrombotic syndrome is not curable. Once you are diagnosed with it, you have it the rest of your life. I have a notebook written down with I'm just gonna read it. Once diagnosed, and never goes away. It is a side effect of DVT, deep vein thrombosis, blood clots. When I fell in August, I fell flat on my face, which means I fell flat on my stomach. I was born with something called May-Thurner syndrome, and I did not find this out until I was 49 and injured. It should have me. I should not be here. But I lived and I've survived, and May-Thurner syndrome is very, very, very rare. A lot of people aren't even diagnosed with it until their autopsy, because it's something you really won't know you have until it becomes a problem. So when I fell, my right iliac artery was compressing my left iliac vein. So it was like it's compressing it to my spine, and that is May-Thurner syndrome. So when I fell, my artery crushed my vein 90%. It was sitting flat as a pancake on my spine, which meant no blood was going back to my heart. There was a crush right here, and I'm now stented. I have a stent that goes from my like my abdomen all the way into my femoral vein, just to make sure that it stays and it stays open, that it's not compressed anymore, because it's not curable. May-Thurner syndrome, I will always be compressed. My vein will always be compressed by my artery. However, the stent in my vein is keeping it open. So it's something that it's going to be the rest of my life. I know I put pictures and stuff in my 3-part series, but I'm going to show you some pictures. I don't remember where they are. Somewhere here of just what I've dealt with. This is post-thrombotic syndrome. It is sores on your leg. It is redness. My leg turned black. This is like the scariest point of everything. And they literally told me that I probably was gonna lose my leg. It was scary. It was, I can't explain the feelings that I went through at that time. The heaviness, the heaviness, my leg was so heavy, I had to lift it when I needed to get up. It was horrible. It's very painful, very, very, very painful. The tightness, the swelling, the hotness that, you know, you can't even, like other people touching your leg can know that it's hot. It's just hot to the touch. You know, and I survived. I know I survived to tell my story. Blood clots are a big deal. They are a very, very big deal. And I did not take them seriously at first. I did not even believe that I had a blood clot. Like, I did not agree. However, I did. I have been suffering with blood clots since January of 2022. I am now blood clot free. I had a test, a Doppler, done 3 weeks ago. I am blood clot free. However, my blood is very thick, so I am on blood thinners. So hopefully that can clear and doesn't become a bigger problem. That would be venous reflux, and yes, I have been diagnosed with that. That is, my blood is running backwards because there's a problem with my valves. My son is calling. Hold on. So now I don't even know where I was, but you know, if you fall on your stomach, and if you go back and watch my first story, I was sent to 45, or I'm sorry, at that time it was 35, I think. 35 appointments before they realized anything was wrong with my iliac vein. And it wasn't even until my surgery that even, just go watch my first story. I went through so much before we knew it was my iliac vein. And I had 3 MRIs done on my abdomen because they thought it was my kidneys. And your kidneys are right by your iliac vein. And nobody saw that my iliac vein was laying as flat as a pancake, and no blood flow was going through there at all. It was just coming up to it and falling, and coming up to it and falling. And it was just falling back into my leg until my leg was full of thousands of blood clots. And it's taken 2 years to recover from all of those blood clots, and the May-Thurner syndrome, and the post-thrombotic syndrome that I was diagnosed with, and venous claudication, and venous insufficiency. I just want to talk about all of these because they are so important to know the symptoms and the signs and of them, because sometimes you're going to have to be your own advocate. And if I would have known about May-Thurner syndrome or my iliac veins, I would have been able to tell them, no, there's nothing wrong with my kidney. It's not my kidney, it's something else. Like, can you check my iliac vein just to make sure that it is not flat as a pancake from May-Thurner syndrome? Because more and more people are being diagnosed with it, because there's more and more people like me talking about it. And I think that's why I survived, because I have a really big mouth. However, I don't have a big platform. So I'm just really hoping that some of these videos at least reach somebody that's dealing with blood clots, that doesn't understand why. If they're not going away, if they're, I mean, I wasn't able to put not even a toe to the ground, not even pressure, just setting my toe on the ground as light as I possibly could would give me a pain, just a stringe of, well, I don't even know what the word, the tinge of pain would just shoot right up my leg. And it's like a Charlie horse that never goes away, and it just, you know, not only is it in your calf, it shoots right up right up into my thigh, into my hip, into my stomach, into my back. I mean, and I didn't know why, and I lived with that from August until March. My surgery was March 2nd of 2022. I was in unbearable pain. I have been in unbearable pain for the last 2 years. I mean, I would take all 4 of my births one after another versus the leg pain that I have been through in the last 2 years. I am trying, this hurts so bad, but it's kind of that hurt when you exercise too hard the day before and then you can't move the next day. I know I have to try to push through it and fight through it, but it's really hard when you've been in pain every single day for 2 years. It's ridiculous. I'm done. At one point, I wished and begged my leg would be taken off and I didn't have to deal with that pain. But then I would have just had a different kind of pain. I mean, it's ridiculous. I started this channel 11 years ago to help people. And I never really cared about the numbers, monetization, who watched it. As long as I was putting my information out there, I felt good about what I was doing, and whether people saw it or not, you know, it's out there. If people found it, you know, fine. But my story videos are very important because blood clots can happen to anyone. They can happen at any time. And if you don't know the risks, the symptoms, the feelings, you could just chalk it up to a really bad Charlie horse. And in the time that it takes you to make the decision to go, could be too late. That blood clot can turn into a pulmonary embolism at any time. And if that goes to your brain, your heart, your lungs, I mean, it's fatal. So it is very, very, very important. If you have any kind of pain that you don't know what it is and it's not going away, especially if it's in your calf and it's a Charlie horse, excuse me, and it never goes away, never goes away. So I have been feeling better, although the last 2 days have been really rough. I am only going to make these videos when I'm sitting at this bike. So if you don't see a video from me, probably means that I can't get on my bike. And the whole purpose of, you know, this is so that I would ride my bike and talk about whatever I want to talk about, just so I can get through riding this bike. It takes my mind off riding this. If you have made it this far into the video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are not. Follow along. I give my opinion on, you know, whatever I want to give it on. It's my channel. If you don't want to watch, you don't have to watch. I don't really care. However, I would really like to get monetized. I have lived in low-income housing this whole time I've had my channel. And I've never really cared to do anything about it. But I would really like to. I mean, I'm not asking to get millions of followers, but, you know, if I could just get a few that, you know, watch my channel and help me get monetized, that would be awesome. All right, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.